What's up, everyone? My name is Josh, and this is Josh Unboxed, and welcome back to the Daily Grind, a video series in which I talk about particular cards, plays, strategy, news, and how it affects the overall sports card markets. In other words, I'm just trying to find a way to help us navigate through the craziness that is the sports card world of today, as well as to help us make much more sound purchasing and selling decisions. And we're going to do another topic of discussion today, and I kind of want to, lead towards the path of trying to find value. It's very, very difficult in today's market to find value. It becomes hard, and finding deals here and there, because it seems like everything is going up, and when things go up, things go down. We're really in a volatile market where, we could see a card run up for 1 month, right? Boom, get a big boom, and then all of a sudden it hits the downward slope, and we hit a floor for like 3 months or so. I mean, that's a constant cycle that I've been seeing lately. We saw it in August, and then we saw it in January, February, and now we're kind of at a point where a lot of cards have started to reach new floors. And as we're working through this card market, trying to figure out what good cards are there to buy, which cards have value, which cards have the potential to rise. And I sometimes find myself focusing back on to pretty much the basics of card collecting when, like, as a kid, focusing on which cards as a kid that when I was collecting back in the day that I really chased after, or cards that that were very rare that I always sought after. And I've seen a current trend lately of a lot of people focusing on base cards of legends or Hall of Famers, GOATs, what have you. We've shifted from what seems like base rookies of the ultra modern players such as Luka, Trey, Zion, Ja. Even when you go to baseball, Tatis, Soto, Acuna, Bichette, and football, Kyler, Lamar, Josh Allen. We've seen focuses shift from base and parallels of those types of players to second year, third year, fourth year base cards of Hall of Famers, legends, and GOATs. And all of this obviously is all in PSA 10 grade. So imagine my surprise when I see those Michael Jordan Fleer early 90s PSA 10s going for prices of $300, $400, $500, right? Imagine my surprise when I see a 1997 Fleer Ultra Kobe Bryant second year base card PSA 10 go for around the same price as well. And when I see those things, it seems like everything has, like, a lot of people have shifted their mindset. We're shifting the mindset of base rookies to base stars and vets, or Hall of Famers, legends, GOATs. And I don't think anything has changed except for the years or the eras of what people are collecting, and then you have your contingent of people, like I said, focusing on parallels, because parallels are the way to go. Numbered parallels, refractors, gold medallion cards, those types of cards a lot of people have been focusing on. And I want to kind of go back to one of my other videos that I talked about where trying to find value in insert cards. And I alluded to it in an older video, but I mainly talked about rookie insert cards. Now, today, I kind of just want to talk about finding value in your stars, in their insert cards, especially when you're dealing with cards in the 1990s. Because in the 1990s, in that era of basketball cards or era of sports cards, insert cards were all the rage. They were inserted at different pack odds, and you were always excited whenever you pulled an insert card because it looked different, great designs, has a nice checklist of good players, So I think there's plenty of value of insert cards, and part of my thought process is that not a lot of people focus on insert cards because it just seems like not a lot of people are very educated in that market. So let's say new people who came into the market back in 2018 who were so in tuned with Prizm optic, Prizm silvers, optic hollows, select silvers, select zebra, tiger stripe, prisms, nebulas, genesis, like all these different types of parallels. So obviously the mindset, by understanding that those cards have, are worth a lot of money because they're tougher pulls, short prints, then the mindset shifts when they shift to, the players of the GOATs, Hall of Famers of the 90s, then their mindset still continues to shift to the parallels like the gold medallions, platinum medallions. Now, star rubies and PMGs, obviously they're a different ilk, because those ones are super ultra rare. Flair Showcase Legacy, right? The Legacy collection, because those ones are numbered. So, I've seen a lot of people focus on parallels and not so much as on to insert cards, because I think honestly that because people are not aware of a lot of the insert cards, because there's a lot of insert cards out there that even I have never seen before, right? But what it really takes is just going through, looking at a set. It's as easy as doing research on a particular set and seeing what were the insert cards in there and trying to find out what the pack odds were for those insert cards. And then looking at, which cards may provide value, because I bet you a lot of people are not looking at it because there's a lot of cards that they've never seen before. So how do you know what to look for when you've never seen this card before or have never heard of this set before? How many people, I'm talking about a parallel here, know that there's a parallel called Hoopla from 1999 Hoops, right? That looks very similar to the 1989-90 Hoops design. How many people understand there's the Hoopla and Hoopla Plus parallels? I mean, not a lot of people. I even forgot about those things from back in the day. How many people know of an insert card called, Jam City for Fleer Ultra, or Tower of Power from Fleer, right? Fleer Rookie Sensations. There are so many different insert sets that, sometimes it gets lost in the mix, and not a lot of people understand that, hey, there's these particular inserts that are pretty rare. Team leaders for Fleer, Fleer NBA Superstars, Fleer Living Legends. Those ones are early 90s inserts. A lot of people know some of the big ones like the Beam Team, Shaquille O'Neal Beam Team, Power into Key, Scoring Kings, Big Man on Court. I'm just trying to know these boys. A lot of people know those high-end jambalayas. A lot of people know those higher-end insert cards because those were tougher pulls, and those ones are more often touted or presented to us, whether we're going through Instagram feeds or people talking about those insert cards. But the lower end inserts, not a lot of people are talking about. Even cards that are pack pulled, like 1 out of 16 packs. They may not be 1 out of 280 or 1 out of 720, but even a 1 out of 36 pack pull is pretty rare. 1 out of 16 is pretty significant. So I think there's so much value in insert cards, whether you're buying Shaquille O'Neal insert cards, Kevin Garnett insert cards, Vince Carter insert cards, Dirk, LeBron, Kobe, MJ, obviously, those three obvious. There's a lot of value to be had. And you can even translate this to baseball, because if you think about it, I think baseball insert cards are severely undervalued, especially the ones from the 90s. If you look at the basketball card market and you look at the baseball card market, there's a discrepancy between the two. However, the designs of cards were very similar, especially with insert cards. Take, for example, the EX 2000 Stardate Kobe Bryant card. That's a big one, his rookie card. But there's the parallel of it in baseball with Derek Jeter, right? Scoring Kings. There's a Scoring King set in Fleer Ultra for basketball. Michael Jordan's Scoring Kings card is very popular. Do people realize that there was a set that's similar like that in Fleer Ultra baseball called Thunderclap? And there's a Ken Griffey Jr. insert of that. The cards look very similar, and two great players in and of themselves. So I do think baseball has a lot of value in terms of the insert cards, especially for guys like Jeter and Griffey. So just take this information with a grain of salt, do the research, see what insert cards are out there, and see if you want to do the comparison with basketball to baseball, find out which ones have a similar insert look, or that are one-to-one in terms of the design. You can even bring this all the way down to football, 90s football, Intimidation Nation. There's a Peyton Manning Intimidation Nation card, and in basketball they had those things too. So I mean, there's a lot of value to be had in insert cards. I feel that it's an untapped potential across all sports, even hockey as well. So I hope you guys found some value in this. The overall message is, there is value to be had. We just got to know where to look, and we just got to be able to do the research. I plan on doing more research on insert cards and just finding, I've been doing it since probably a few months ago. That's how I was able to find a Thunderclap, Ken Griffey Jr. card. But just doing the research and seeing the parallels in terms of basketball, baseball, football, hockey, and finding value in there. finding value in Wayne Gretzky insert cards. I think there's plenty of value in that as well. So like I said, I hope you guys found some value in this. If you guys did, go ahead, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. These are just thoughts that pop in my head. I figured I might as well have a discussion on it. What we're trying to do in this channel is just trying to provide value in terms of trying to see where we can look. Deals are out there if you just know where to look, or if you just took the time out to put some research in. So thank you guys for watching. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video later.